The character of Kenshin is a worthwhile story that needs to be told, and how his complex psychology is noteworthy in the series. When we first meet Kenshin, he calls himself the Wandering Samurai, who seems rather harmless and is considered to be a kind man, which is why people who meet him never see him as a threat. However, with the weight of his guilt, Kenshin travels around the world in search of redemption in any way he can. This is when he comes upon Kaoru and hears of the title Batosai, and he is once again reminded of his past and his wrongdoings. Here is when we learn that Kenshin is so much more than a simple wanderer. That he was someone dangerous and has taken the lives of many. The name Batosai the Manslayer was given to Kenshin when he was younger, and he has indeed taken many lives ruthlessly. This was a time when only slaying people was Kenshin's main purpose in life. After finishing his duties, and there is no one else to kill, Kenshin realized the kind of person he has become. In order to remain Batosai, he killed parts of himself, and this affected his psyche negatively. And so, after the war, he made the vow to never kill again. This is why he decides to discard the name of Batosai to become Himura Kenshin, a simple wandering samurai who protects people with his sword. Kenshin relies heavily on the way of the sword. There was a time when he thought that even if he is unable to see, he can always pave a path with his sword. However, this belief was never as noble before. His time as Batosai made him believe that his sword was meant to cut down anyone in his path. But now he has learned to use his sword to fight his enemies and protect those around him. Kenshin considers life to be a crucial part of living to the fullest, because he was never able to do this before. However, he also knows that he cannot walk away from his past as the manslayer. This is why he tries to run when there is an incoming threat, as he knows that people will target those around him to enact their vengeance against him. But as connections are made, Kenshin had also become tied to the others who has become very important to him, making it very difficult for everyone to stay away, even if there is a looming threat ahead of them. The people who encountered him when he was Batosai is a constant reminder to Kenshin's past, that he will never be more than the manslayer he once was. Perhaps that is true, as the people he encountered will never forgive his monstrous past, since they only knew him when he was the Batosai. But times have changed, and so has Kenshin. Batosai is no more once the new era had begun and his redemption begins. Despite the desire to redeem his past, he never truly forgives himself for his wrongdoings. People around him may decide to forgive him at times, but he himself never allows that, for he knows the blood that stains his hands will remain there forever. With that said, he will cross swords with those who wish to harm the people important to him, at times even reverting back to the Batosai to stand up against the challenges set by his enemies. But it is his companions who hold him back, reminding him that he is no longer the manslayer, that he is now Himura Kenshin, a protector and not a killer. His relationship with Kaoru is a demonstration of how much humanity he still holds. Every interaction between the two is a display of how much Kenshin has changed from his time as the Batosai. Kaoru is the witness to such change, even if Kenshin himself does not realize this. Through their conversations, you can truly see Kenshin's inner struggle to forgive himself. His inability to forgive himself for his wrongdoings had caused Kenshin to hold back from falling too deeply into relationships. To remain unattached would allow him to run when times got dangerous, as well as protecting his new identity as the wandering samurai that protects people. He does not need acknowledgement from others because Kenshin knows what he did wrong and that his wrongdoings are irredeemable. For Kenshin, being a protector is his true self, the self that he had locked away during his time as Batosai. Nonetheless, the blood he has spilled will never wash away. There are those who knew him from the past who sees the change, but there are those that do not see this and continues to hold a strong hatred in their heart towards Kenshin, or perhaps Batosai. This causes innocents to get hurt under the guise of revenge, and Kenshin has no choice but to fight back. Although Kenshin has moved on from his past, it does not mean that it will never catch up to him. In the end, the persona of the wandering samurai Kenshin is a great depiction of honor and mercy, while Batosai is the part of him filled with ruthlessness and survival instincts. As the series went by, Kenshin understands that he is no longer the same person as before. The coming of the new era meant there is no need for the Batosai anymore. Above all else, the persona of the wandering samurai Kenshin is a great balance between Himura Kenshin and Batosai, as he is able to protect people without killing anyone in the process. Unlike his past self, he now gives the opportunity of life to his enemies rather than taking it, showing that Kenshin's journey to finding his true self was a success, and he was able to become the protector he wished to be. But Kenshin has committed too many sins to head down a path of peace, and understands that his redemption can only be achieved through death. Which is how the series came to an end, when Kenshin finishes his last act of redemption. We then realize that his journey has truly come to an end now that everything is finally over. He has made himself a new identity as a protector and has proved to himself that he is no longer the manslayer. From here, Kenshin's story ends, and he is safe in the arms of his loved one, who knew him only as a protector.